Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Let's get right into it. OKC, they won the most games in the regular season. Really, with the exception of the Nuggets, they kind of breezed through the playoffs. We knew they were going to bounce back, and they did this in convincing fashion. Joe, I'm going to start with you, then I'm going to kick it to you, Jermaine. What did you like about what you saw from OKC tonight?
I thought they came out, played with a sense of desperation, and they kind of continued, pretty much throughout the entire game. And for me, I think when you watch this final, especially knowing what OKC have done, pretty much throughout the whole season, which has been the best team, I thought they put their stamp on the game today, and they never took their foot off the gas. I thought they were great.
Yep. Jail.
Well, for me, I thought they did a lot of the same things they did in the first game. I think defensively, we see what they are. They make every possession tough. You have to really earn it. They kept, for the most part, they kept the Pacers out of that transition offense. And when you look at game one versus tonight, every time the Pacers try to make a run, they responded by getting stops. They responded by getting a score. So I thought that was the difference because in game one, it was only the Pacers only led for one possession. Right. Yeah. And that was the end of the game. Right. And so they did a really good job defensively of controlling tempo and controlling the outcome of the game.
Ocho?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to piggyback off of what J.O. said. Obviously, the Thunder's pressure defensively is elite. They had 10 steals. They held Haliburton's hell. He only had 5 assists. The Pacers really couldn't find any type of rhythm, and they couldn't get into any early offense. The Thunder played with a sense of desperation and understanding that we can't go down 0-2. And, oh, shit, that's just about what happened, baby.
Indiana thought they could play the same way they played the first game and win this ball game. They were sloppy the first 3 quarters of the ball game. If you look at the turnovers, Haliburton had 6 assists. He had 5 turnovers. So you know it's going to be a hard – because Haliburton is not a turnover guy. As many assists, J.O. and Joe, as Ocho, he's a guy that's had 15 assists and no turnovers. He's had 19 assists and no turnovers, 20 assists and 1 turnover. So when you see him have 6 assists and 5 turnovers, that lets you know they're struggling to get into their offensive sets. They did a great job. OKC this game, they got on the glass. Yeah. Remember we talked about, Joe, how many second chance points they allowed Indiana to get? Not this game. They beat them on the offensive end. They beat him in the rebounding stats. Shai was a lot more efficient, 11 of 21. Yeah. The other game, he had 38, but it took him 30 shots. Tonight, he had 34 on 21 shots. Chet Holmgren decided to come to the party. He was invited to game 1. Yeah. He decided not to show up till late, and it wasn't enough. Pacers, look, I hope the Pacers don't think, we got one, we good going home, because OKC is a very good road team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They are a very good road team. There's a reason why they won the most games. There's a reason why they have the MVP. They have another player than Jalen Williams, who's an All-NBA defensive player and All-NBA. So, guys, I don't know. Look, and you can see the frustration on Coach Carlisle's face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, J.O., he used like 3 timeouts in a matter of 5 minutes because he felt the game starting to slip away from him. He's like, no, I gotta quell some of this momentum, and he wasn't able to do it. Give the Thunder credit tonight because I thought they played it really well. And it's not so much what the Pacers didn't do, it's what OKC did do. OKC forced them to play this style of a ball game.
I thought OKC, played great in the first game as far as defensively, but tonight, they pretty much had control defensively, keeping guys out the paint, making it tough for them. And I'm curious to hear what J.O. got to say, man, about Haliburton, especially, early in the game, J.O. For me, when I watched, I knew in the fourth quarter he was going to try to assert himself a little bit and try to, get him back in the game. But I think he's so passive, to start the game, man, that it gets him out of rhythm. And I think it takes away from, what he does. I know he's a great passer, a great facilitator, but this is the biggest stage. I think, he has to come out and give him something, because for me, it's like Ocho, when he catch the ball, he come up the pick and roll, he's not even looking at the basket. No. He's not even, he's looking to pass. He's looking
to pass.
Yep.
He's looking where his next pass is going to be versus putting pressure on the rim and trying to make a play. And I just think, obviously I think he'll play a lot better when they go home. But for me, I'm curious to hear what J.O. got to say about that.
Yeah, and you hitting it right on the head. I think the one thing with Tyrese Haliburton is, when you look at the last game, right, he got bailed out because he hit the shot, right? He only had, he finished with 14, right? Yeah. And you look again tonight again, he inserted himself late in the fourth, but they were down 20. You look at the rest of their roster, they had 7 double-figure scores today. Right. Yep. The difference between, the Pacers really, staying in the game and really having an opportunity to win is him. Yeah. Right? You go back to the Knicks series when he had the triple-double. I actually talked to him right before, tip-off, and he said he was about to get after it. You saw it in his eyes from day one. When he can penetrate, touch the paint, he create opportunities, he opens up his opportunities, and he's aggressive. I do not, and Joe, you know this very well. You're playing a dangerous game when you're trying to wait into the fourth to help your team. Yeah. Right? Yeah, you're not going to continue to make those shots, right? And then you got to at least give your team a chance to have an opportunity to be in the game, come fourth quarter. And, he didn't do a very good job of that today. And obviously, OKC, had answers with Aaron Wiggins, had huge games, and 18, and Caruso had 20. Right. Yeah. The stars got to be stars. We all know that in every league. And if you can't be a star, then your team is vulnerable to lose a game. And tonight they did.
Hey, it's kind of funny though. Honestly, when you think about it, Haliburton in the first game, his approach to the first game was the same way. He was very passive. Allowed the rest of his team to get their shots in, allowed them to be in rhythm, and that kept him in the game until those final moments. And then he decided, you know what, all right, I'm going to take over and take this last shot. Just in today's game, he tried that same approach, but it didn't work because they were down too damn much.
And I will say this, Ocho, one thing about, and I think people, it's this crazy thing where he's learning to be a star, right? When people say superstars are already, they already know how to carry a team. I think he's a star that's learning to try to be a superstar as a pass first point guard, right? So, that team needs him to be high motor from start to finish. If he can't do that, then I don't think they can beat the OKC Thunder if he's not aggressive.
Right. Hey, Unc, and to kind of piggyback what Unc say, I think you got to give OKC credit because they play great defense. See, they were able to keep Haliburton out of the paint. Now, a lot of times when he get in the paint, he's not necessarily scoring. He's kicking it out, firing out for threes, and they wasn't getting them easy. They wasn't getting them easy threes tonight. I know they made some, but for the most part, I thought OKC done a great job in keeping guys in front, making it tough on them and not giving them the easy penetration to where they got the lobs or the layups or, just wide open threes. So you got to give OKC some credit.
100%.
Yeah. When you drive the lane against the Thunder, you better keep your eye on your luggage.
Man.
Because they go into your pockets. They go into your pockets, J.O. I mean, you see Haliburton, I got me a layup. And Shai said, no, you don't.
Yeah.
And you think you got a layup? And Lou Dort said, no, you don't.
Right.
Caruso, they dig it in your pockets.
Yeah.
And so you basically, if you got something in your back pocket, you got this ball behind you, they digging it out. Yeah. You got better be like a New York on the subway. You better keep everything in your front pocket.
Hey, but
if you don't, it'll rob your ass blind.
Hey, look, it shouldn't surprise us though. They've been the best defensive team pretty much
the
whole season. So when I see them playing great defense like this, it doesn't surprise me. This is kind of actually what I expect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing, I thought what they did tonight is that they hit those shots. Remember, they got out they had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, but they kept their foot on the gas. They didn't let up. Even when Indiana went on that 10-0 run, it's like, guess what? They follow them back. They come right back and go on a 9-0 run to themselves and build a lead right back to where it was.
Right.
So I agree with you guys. I think Tyrese Haliburton is going to have to be aggressive, and guys are going to have to hit open shots. I thought Pascal was a little tentative tonight, 3 of 11. That's not a whole lot of shots. I mean, look at all the guys that had as many shots as he had. Nesmith had more shots. Obviously, Haliburton had more shots. Miles Turner had more shots. Yeah. They didn't shoot the 3-ball well, but they allowed OKC to shoot 49% from the floor. They shot 39% from the 3. You let them shoot 33 free throws, OKC. They're a good free throw shooting team, J.O. And guys, it's going to be hard to beat them when you let them shoot that many free throws. You let them shoot that percentage from the field and from the three-point line. Unless you play excellent ball, you get Haliburton doing what he normally does, his heroics, Pascal doing what he normally does, and Neesmith and Nimhard, you're not beating. You let OKC shoot 49% from the floor, shoot 33 free throws. It's going to be hard for you to beat them because they play really, really good defense, and they normally don't let you shoot in the high 40s. So they got their work cut out for them. I hope they don't think, like I said, OKC was one of the better road teams.
Yeah.
We know what they are at home because of that crowd, but you don't win 68 games by winning 41 at home.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, I'm gonna be honest, I think, I still gotta give the Pacers, they keep finding a way, and this is, to me, it goes back to their coaching, right? Their coaching they always have them prepared. Shout out to Miles Turner, Obi Toppings, T. Bryant. Nobody thought that they would hit, I think they 8 or 9 threes last game, big threes, right?
Yes.
And Miles Turner today had 14 points, and I think they're doing their job from a perspective. They just need they need Haliburton to really take control of it, set the tempo, get into their pace. They're dangerous when they're flying up and down that court. I thought they played a little bit slower than they would like, and obviously OKC has a lot to do with that, with them picking up full and got them, got 2 all defensive, guys on the roster. Yep. If the Pacers can get home and get into that pace, Haliburton become the machine and make them go, I think they have a shot on really, taking game 3.
Hey, look, remember last time, Joe, we talked about, not before let you go, Joe. Last time we talked about, remember the Pacers, JO, they had 3 guys with double-digit rebounds, and they had another guy that had 9.
Yeah.
So they had 52 rebounds in the first game. They had 35. So that's minus 17. That all of a sudden now, and they were really good on the glass, getting second chance opportunities. They're going to have to do a better job of that. They're going to have to do a better job of getting on the glass, getting second chance opportunities, because they did a poor job of taking care of basketball this game too. They did a much better job in game 1. I mean, you think about it. They had 25 turnovers and they win. Rick Carlisle's like, guys, we only have 15 turnovers, but you had those turnovers when you were down and you were trying to make your run. And now all of a sudden, they steal a couple of the possessions where you could have it was 14. You might have could have cut it to 8 or who knows, even lower than that. Yep. But now all of a sudden, the 14 goes back to 20 when you could have cut it to under double figures. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, and then you look at, I think everything reverts back to Haliburton because look at his free throw attempts. He didn't get to the line today.
No.
That's part of being aggressive, man. This is the biggest stage. They need him to get in that paint and make plays, whether it's creating for himself, but he definitely has to create for others. And I think if the better he plays, we've seen it throughout this postseason, the more dangerous they are as a team, the better them other dudes around him play when he's aggressive and asserts himself. So I look for them to be a lot better in Indiana. And obviously OKC is a great team on the road. I still think, when you look at it, Indiana still has the edge right now. They won one in OKC. They just got to take care of home court.
Yeah. But OKC is coming in because the same thing happened with Denver. Denver stole game 1. They ended up blowing them out in game 2. And then guess what? OKC came right in game 3 and snuck it from them.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that. You want to do everything you possibly can and stop spotting these teams. Look, it's good, JOA. We got that a bit. Oh man, we could track somebody down. Man, you don't want to spend 38, 40 minutes trying to play from behind.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden, do I have enough to get over that hump? Yeah. And tonight, OKC understood the assignment. They knew they couldn't go down 0-2 and then go on the road and try to win. And now we've got to beat them 4 out of the next 5 games. Yeah. That's asking an awful lot for a team that they go get 2 on the road. They're going to be playing with a lot of confidence. And that's what that's what Indiana normally does. We saw what they did against Cleveland. They went over there and got those 2 at home on the road. They're like, oh, yeah, we good now. We Gucci.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, think about this, man. And this is the thing I think that make Indiana a really good team. And this is not me being a homer, but this is just facts, right? When you look at their run in the playoffs, they have somebody different or a couple people different every game that steps up big, right? That is a hard thing to defend, man. They got players across the board that are ready to help their team win. And I think that's really their calling card. Obviously, you have to have a head of a snake, and we talk about, the ups and downs of Tyrese Haliburton, but man, we gotta commend the other boys coming off that bench being ready to do it and make big shots.
Oh, yeah, because look, for me, I love T.J. McConnell and what he brings. I love Thomas Bryant coming off. I know Obi Toppin didn't really give him what he gave him in game one, but, you know, Mathurin has been aggressive, playing well, so they got a plethora of guys who can really step up and help them win a game. Yeah, you kind of need one or two of those guys to explode, and tonight they just didn't have it. I mean, Pascal played decent, but 3 for 11, you know, that's going to be tough. They need their big guns to be great in order for them to win on this stage, because it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, they gonna win the next game. They gonna win the next game.
Gonna put something on it? What'd you say?
Who said that?
Yeah.
That was you, Joe? Well, you already
okay, keep going, my bad.
But anyway, no, but listen, I know I had a burden after watching. Once they go back, watch film, you understand, okay, you know what, I got to assert myself a little bit more, understanding that I'm going to be aggressive, then be passive, allow my teammates to get into a game. If I see the game slipping away at any point, you know, you're supposed to be the head coach. You're supposed to, the point supposed to understand, like, see the flow of the game and how the game is going and knowing when to assert yourself and when not to. It's okay to be passive, but I think he really wants to get his other players involved, because if they're hitting their shots and then he decides to insert himself and pick and choose when to be aggressive, I think that's what gives them the best chance. And the fact that they're playing at home, despite what the Thunder did and how many wins they had and being a good team playing on the road, I think they're going to be all right. And they're probably going to win this series still, regardless of what we saw tonight.
Well, I got to give OKC credit, because you look at Caruso, you look at Wiggins. They got 38 points from those guys.
Yeah.
Caruso couldn't miss a corner three.
Yeah.
Wiggins got a loose ball and drained it, and then came right back down. He got it again, and boom, drained it again. So you get 38. You get 38 points from two guys off the bench. Whoo! Because you look at Matthew. Matthew was 4 of 7.
Yep.
Jim McConnell was 5 of 7. They was 2 or 3 from the 3-point line. They gave you 25, but you get two guys that gave you 38, quality 38, and both of those guys played outstanding defense as well. Go ahead, JL.
So I guess the question that we should look at, this is a strange finals, right? Typically, you know, at this point, you'll see the star of stars, right?
Yes.
SGA has been SGA for the most part. He was obviously more efficient this game, but this series is going to come down to me. Seems like the other guys,
role players,
role players, because I mean, you lose by 20. And it's strange. The Pacers lose by, I think, almost 20, and they got 7 double-figure scores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. And then, then you have the Aaron Wiggins, the Carusos. I thought Jalen Williams was pretty good tonight. He was a lot better. He had 19. He's the starter, but it just like, what's the winning tool to this? Because it's like every game, somebody else is stepping up big, and it's not like the traditional superstars taking over games. It's going to be interesting to see these next 3 or 4, the next 3 games.
But Pacers are a committee team.
Yeah.
And that's what makes them so difficult, because they don't have that superstar that can consistently go get you 30. You pencil him in, like you look at SGA. SGA going to get 30 a game.
Yeah.
You already know that. You play a Giannis, he's going to get you 30. You play one of these teams that have one of these superstar players, they're going to get you that number. What the Pacers do is that they nickel and dime you. They're going to have 5, 6, 7 guys in double figures. They might have one guy with 25, Joe, and then they're going to have a bunch of teams, 17, 18, 15, 14, 13. That's where they hurt you at. And guys normally make timely shots. Yeah, if you go back and look at the first game that they stole from the Knicks, Nesmith came off the bench and hit 6 threes in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might not ever get that hot again, but he was that hot that night.
Right.
You look at some of the other games that they played, and they've been down just like the first game. Guys making shots. So the thing is, to spare yourself, you got to stop falling behind by 14 to 20, JL. You asking an awful lot to continue, because as you go further and further, the teams get better and better. You're playing the best team from stats-wise, record-wise in the NBA in the OKC Thunder.
Right.
Because Shai was the MVP. They have an all-defensive player in Lou Dort. They have an all-NBA player, Jalen Williams, to go along with Shai. And Dagnott is a very good coach. So you can't keep saying, hey, well, you saw what we did against the Knicks. We went down and we beat them. Well, we went down 19 against the Cavs.
Yeah.
The OKC Thunder are an entirely different animal.
Yep.
They are an entirely different animal. I think, when your big guns are playing well, and I'm gonna speak on Shai. He was very efficient tonight. And
yes.
you look at Caruso and Wiggins, who had great games. But man, when y'all look at Shai, look at the pressure that he's putting on the defense. You have to send another guy, which is giving Caruso them wide open threes, or you running pick and roll and Wiggins wide open on the wing. I don't know if you're Indiana, do you trap him, try to get the ball out of his hand? Because he keeps splitting.
I would.
J.O. And as a perimeter guy, I want to split the pick and roll so I can have as many options as I can versus if I come off the pick and roll and y'all trap me and make me give it up to make some of these other guys make plays. But if I split the pick and roll and I got 4-5 options to shoot my floater or get to the cup or to spray out the three or throw the lob to check, then y'all in the huckabuck. There's no way you're going to be able to stop that. So I feel like they're going to probably have to trap him, man, and make him get that thing up and make these other guys make plays.
I would trap him, Jail. I'm going to let you go after this. I would trap him as long as Jalen Williams is struggling. If he's still struggling, I'm going to trap him because the only guy that's really shooting the ball efficiently is really like the night was Caruso and Wiggins. But if you go look at Chet was 6 of 11. First game, he didn't play well. He's 6 of 11, but Jalen Williams was 5 of 14. He didn't shoot the ball well the first game.
Right.
Or you look at Lou Dort, 1 of 3.
Yeah.
He got Caruso and Wiggins got most of his minutes tonight. And then who's the other guy? Wallace. Wallace got 23 minutes. He was 2 of 4. So, yes, as long as Jalen Williams is struggling, I'm going to trap him. I'm going to make him give it up.
But it's a dangerous thing if you do, though. You better be right because at the way that these guys are shooting threes, man, you'll pay the ultimate price, trapping. If you're not getting to that rotation fast enough, you're going to be burnt. And the thing that really, when watching this game, Joe, I can't remember this many corner threes been given up.
Man.
Right? Obviously, corner threes is the easiest three on the basketball.
Shortest distance.
Right, the shortest distance. And it is corner threes galore, right? On the floor. And it's just strange. So I think that's probably the reason why they aren't trapping, because everybody's shooting the three.
Yeah.
But, you just got to be right. You got to make sure that if you're going to trap, you got to get those rotations down.
But if you look at it, guys, Caruso and Wiggins, they're 9 of 18 from the three. The rest of the guys was 5 of 18. So I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to, look, at some point in time, Jerry, you got to give up something. Ocho, you know this. If you take something away, you got to give up something. And let's see if they can consistently do that. Because this is a big stage. This is not a regular season game. You're not playing Orlando. You're not playing Sacramento. You're playing the NBA Finals. You have the whole NBA world undivided attention on you.
Right.
I'm going to see if Chet was 1 of 3. Jalen Williams was 1 of 5. Shai was 1 of 4. Lou Dort 1 of 3. Wallace was 0 of 2. So when you go back and look at it, with the exception of Caruso and Wiggins, everybody else was horrible shooting the three-point shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you – my adjustment is I've seen Shai. Shai's averaging 36 points a damn game. So, but let me take that back. He's averaging 37 a game. I got to do something. I got to do something, J.O. Because he's going to be aggressive because if worst come to worst, he'll throw caution to the wind and says, I don't give a damn about efficiency. I'm going to get these shots up, and I'm going to make you foul me.
I mean, but I guarantee they didn't think Wiggins would go for 18 and Caruso was going to go for 20. And I thought process. I mean, I get what you're saying about trapping him and trying to make somebody else beat him. First of all, I think he's too crafty. It almost like they was trying to hard hedge a couple of times with him. He was splitting the defense and doing those things. So he's a very difficult trap and a very difficult contain. But again, when you go for 38 between two people, that's uncounted for, right? I can guarantee that wasn't in the game plan that Caruso or Wiggins would have went for 38. So, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't, I guess.
Hey, look. Go
ahead, Joe.
I agree with J.O. And to my point, when you look at Shai, he goes in when he brings the ball up on the wing and he goes into that Magic Johnson back down and he get into that back down, that's hard to stop for any of them dudes. So they have to send another guy, which is why they're able to give up these corner threes. And you see guys like Wiggins and Caruso having great nights. It's because of the success of Shai Gilgeous, who is, putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Because if you don't come double, he's going to get a foul or he's going to score it. It's just period, point blank.
Well, the problem that you're having. Go ahead, Ocho.
No, I was going to say, I think he got too many tools in the toolbox. Regardless of what your game plan is when it comes to playing Shai, you might want to just say, you know what, he gonna get his no matter what you do. Sometimes you go to a game, Unc, and you have a certain receiver. You say, you know what, we're gonna stop him, but you can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him and hope he misses his shots. Pacers just have to focus on the other four. Focus on the other four, allowing them not to get in rhythm, allow them not to get their shots. If they do allow them to get their shots in rhythm, allow it to be minimal and in spurts. And that's really the only way, because that goddamn Shai gonna get whatever you want. Whether you trap him, you leave him, whether you ISO, whether you pick him up from half court, it don't matter. He gonna get his. But if you can contain the other four and manage them, then
that's the problem that you ran into. You let Shai get 34, and then you let the other guys go get 38, Joe. So no, you've done nothing. You can't. I see if you take Shai and you say, you know what, Shai, you're gonna get 20 to 24, and those other guys go get 38. I can live with that. I can't let the man get above his average and still give up that. Because if I let Jordan get his 40, and if I let Paxson go get 18 or Steve Kerr go get 15, what have I done? Right. Now I'm really at his mercy, because Jordan, now I'm worried about Jordan going off, and now I got these other guys just shooting at me.
Hey, I agree. But I think you got to mix it up with him, Unc.
Oh, no, I'm not giving them steady diet. I think the thing is they letting one guy guard him too long. They let them play too much one-on-one, J.O. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they got him in this little soft catch, and it's like, man, he coming off. He got him at his wheel. Like, I think sometimes you kind of got to go under a couple times, maybe trap him a couple times. You got to mix it up, give him different looks to make him second guess when he coming off them pick and roll. Because if you don't, he gonna figure you out, and once he figure you out, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I think that and the bigs sometimes are too low, even if they up with the screen, way too low with a guy that crafty, man. He is. Even though they're picking him up full court, because they're doing a really good job on picking him up full court.
Yeah, they're trying to wear him down.
Yep, and he's switching gears, man. It's magical to watch him play like that. And again, I just think that the way this game is being played right now, you just can't allow. And I agree with you on. You can't allow everybody. I mean, you can't have the team have
everything.
Everybody can't. They can't get everything. They can't get the bench going off. They can't get SGA going off 30 plus. But I know that's what I said. It seems like it's a strange finals, to be honest.
You robbed the jury. Look here, Ocho. If somebody come into the jewelry store, what we gonna? Are we protecting the diamonds and the watches, or are we worried about the necklaces and the bracelet? We gonna pick two things that the diamonds and the watches. We got that. If they take them bracelets, they take the necklaces, the hell with it. But we gotta hold fast on the diamonds. They let Shai go get 34. They let two guys come off the bench, go 9 of 18 from the three. They Shai okay. And the thing is that when he put him in the pick and roll, they so far back trying to catch him. Now he's even with him. That's a foul. You fouling him. He's going to the basket. He's not, once he gets even with that big, he's not looking to pass that ball, guys. He's looking to put pressure on the rim, and you gonna foul him. Yeah. It's really that simple.
I agree. A lot of pump fakes getting into that.
Yes.
Hey, I tell you what, Unc, them diamonds better be insured, because they can have it. I'm getting out the way. They can have them diamonds. I'm getting out the way. Listen, the pressure that Shai puts on the defense, man, it's unbelievable. Like I say, guys, I think you got to mix up these defensive coverages, man, because he looks extra comfortable out there. And yes. I know they picking him up full court like they did Brunson to kind of try to wear him down, and they probably hoping by game 4 he's a little tired. But, man, when you look at Shai, look at his body type and look at his makeup, he is in the elite shape. He's not a lot of these guys who out here that's very high in body fat. He looks like a guy who really takes care of his body. I'm being honest. Yeah, he's super lean. And for me, he don't look like a guy who's going to wear down.
Yeah. And I say this, one thing that people don't talk about, you always hear about all the threes and how many threes people taking, but he is killing in the mid
all season.
He is killing. And what that has done, that has opened up everything else. You talk about the Carusos and the Wiggins going for open jump shots. He's getting in there. He's drawing the entire defense, and he's kicking it to people, and they're knocking down shots.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's been efficient from the mid-range game all season long. Hey, guys, he's been probably one or two or three guys who shot over 50% for a season from the field. Like he's
at the guard position, he an average 30. I mean, he and Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Think about a guard. a guard,
that's tough.
J.O., shooting 50% and scoring 30.
Yeah, that's tough. Now, I know some of the efficiency has kind of went out in this postseason, but for the most part, he's been very consistent, and he's been a load to deal with. So whatever they decide to do, they got to kind of mix these things up a little bit. I mean, he shot 12 free throws tonight. He was 11 for 12 from the line, so it lets me know he understood the assignment, meaning coming out, being aggressive. Hey, listen, guys, don't worry. I'm going to put y'all on my back tonight. We are not going to Indiana down 0-2. Yep. It was fun to watch tonight.
HALI, you see that?
Hey, you heard, I was getting ready to say, to piggyback a little bit off of what Joe said. Oh, he been like this all season, right? You say he shot 50% throughout.
Yeah, he shot like 52% from floor.
J.O. talked about when you put that ball on the floor and you decide I'm finna get to that mid-range, depending on what you want to do. And he's consistent at doing it over and over. So no matter what you throw at him, even if you say you want to try, even if you say you want to confuse him or make shots contested, then they use he's a foul merchant. He's always at the free throw line. Well, hell, he 2 steps ahead of you, no matter what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's already telling you, whatever your game plan is, I got something to counter that shit. And he's showing it. He's been showing it all season long.
But Ocho, you know this in our sport. If somebody comes out and all they play is single high safety, you're gonna eat that up. Yeah. If somebody come out, all they gonna play is cover 2. All they gonna play is quarters. You've got to disguise it. You've got to give a guy. If you give a guy a steady diet of anything, no matter the medicine, you'll build up resistance to it. There's a reason why they give you X amount. Says, okay, take these, and then you wean yourself off it. But if you just give a steady diet, you'll resist. Even antibiotics, whatever the medicine is, at some point in time, you're gonna have to fluctuate the dosage that you take. So if you just let Nembhard take him and let him play one-on-one, okay.
You're gonna figure him out.
Hey, Neesmith, you got it. Okay, Matherin, you got it. Yeah. Hey, as a matter of fact, when he come to the pick and roll, hey guys, both of y'all pop him. We got to make him give it up.
That's what
look, especially with Hartenstein. If Hartenstein, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what he gonna do to you? Now look at everything you just said. It's gonna be like a woman that work at the Bunny Ranch in Vegas. He gonna run through everything. He gonna run through it. Whatever you send at him, it's like you play Lamar Jackson. You just talked about all those different coverages. We got to show him something different. You play Patrick Mahomes. It don't matter what you show him, Mom.
Yes.
It don't matter. He gonna slice and dice because he's 2 steps ahead of you and understanding what's coming.
I gotta make him think about something. Because there might be that one time that I throw to look at him and I get to put my helmet in his back.
Are you getting
Hey, there gonna be one time. There gonna be one thing. Look, we don't like to chase ghosts. Guys, when we play football, we used to call it chasing ghosts. We're gonna prepare for what we've seen on tape. Now they're play 80% of this coverage. They play 10% of this coverage. They play 5% of this coverage, 3%. Now I'm not going to prepare for something that we haven't seen. I ain't chasing ghosts. Right. But this is what I do know. Shai he's going to take the lion's share of the shots. He's looking to play one-on-one. And if you let him play one-on-one, when that big is retreating, he gets even with him. He's not looking to pass. So I don't care. He doesn't care if somebody does come. At that point in time, how can I get to the rim? Or how can I get this shot off? Because like you said, he will stop, you jump, he jumps into you, and he's looking to get an and-one. So I'm going to give him I got to change it up. Look, he's the MVP for a reason, but I got to do something.
Well, ultimately, this series may come down to really, really 2 people that they don't talk a lot about, right? You got one coach in OKC that said they're going to play their style of play no matter what, right? Yeah. You have Rick Carlisle, who's the king of adjustments. Right. Yeah. And so will that mindset from OKC, win them a finals, or will, Rick Carlisle's genius of being able to adjust win the NBA finals, for the Indiana Pacers? To me, that's what it will come down to. We've seen Rick throughout the playoffs make these, subtle adjustments that allow, the Pacers to win these series. And I think ultimately that may be the difference maker in this series.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, look, when you look at Wallace, and you look at Hartenstein, they didn't have great games offensively, but we talk about the second chance points. Wallace was plus 12 in the plus minus. Hartenstein was a plus 17, but the second chance points of Hartenstein tipping the balls back out, getting second chance.
3 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I think for me, that's kind of like what we were talking about in game 1, coming late down the stretch. You playing that small ball, And this game, it was a lot different. Now, obviously, they had more control in game 2, and they didn't let those runs happen that happened in game 1. But for the most part, I see OKC, they're going to play their way. They still going to start with Holmgren at the 5, and I guess they're going to see what comes from that. Obviously, they played a great game tonight, so I'm sure they're going to go with that same lineup starting game 3.
Shai follows up his game 1, 38-point game 1 with 34 tonight. It's the most points ever by a player in his first 2 career NBA Finals games, 72. Wiggins, we mentioned 18 points in 21 minutes. He was 5 of 3 from the three-point line. He was plus 24. He's leading the finals in plus minus. So he did Alex Caruso, 20 points, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 8 from the three-point line. Tied for the most points ever in a playoff game. But look, Caruso has been here, remember, in the bubble? Yeah. Remember how well he played for the Lakers? LeBron loved playing with him.
Yeah.
Because guess what? They had defensive presence out there. You have AD to protect anything. You had KCP that could hound. You had Caruso that could hound and say, hey, we good.
Yeah.
So you look at what they have defensively, that's what makes them so good. Jalen Williams can play defense at an elite level. You got Wiggins, you got Wallace, you got Dort, you got Caruso, you got Chet and Hardenstein protecting the rim. They are a very, very good team, and they can rotate multiple times. A lot of times, guys, J.O. and Joe, you know this. A lot of teams can only rotate one. They can rotate multiple times.
Yeah, I agree.
This is they're young.
Yeah.
They're still the youngest team. And so 1 rotation, 2 rotation, 3 rotations, and they can still get back and knowing if you beat them to the hole, they got Chet. Put it over 7 foot. Put it over 6'11" Hardenstein. And Chet test your luck.
Hey, look, I agree. Hey, J.O., and my thing is, when it comes to Indiana, their rotations were so late tonight, especially getting out to those threes, and I think it cost them too. It cost them throughout the whole entire game. And OKC is great in coming out of traps or coming out of double teams and spraying out to the 3, getting to those guys. They're not giving many wide open shots. So
nope.
I think Indiana they got to get on their horses when they come out of them traps when Shai posting up and they just leaving guys wide open. Man, you got 2-3 seconds before a guy even run out there and try to get a hand up.
Right. Yeah, I think but Indiana going back home and playing in that building, I think pace is going to be a deciding factor for them.
Yes.
They play with a lot of energy, great fan base, energy is crazy inside that building. So I think them getting back, even on scores, getting the ball out fast. Think about in the clinching games.
Oh yeah, make a miss.
Yeah, they're gone. Pascal, I mean, that's the fastest I've seen him run, since I've been watching basketball. And I got to believe that Pascal Siakam is going to be a difference maker. Oh, he has to be a difference maker, come game 3, in his own building, right, with that crowd behind him, because the passiveness that he had to start this game. And I don't know, again, was the mindset, hey, we got us one, right? And we all know in sports, somebody can roll their damn ankle or something can happen. And
everybody is an injury away.
Yep. You got to stay greedy, man. And you got to take what you can take and not expect that things going to happen at home. Cause you never know. And so I just believe like if they can get back into that pace that they play at, which is fast and aggressive, kicking and driving that basketball, they have a good shot at winning this.
I like what OKC is doing. If you notice, guys, they're getting to the outlets. So you know how they normally get to have an outlet right there? Those guys, they're not going all the way back. They said, nah, we're going to start these outlet passes because we know what y'all want to do. You want an outlet, one pass to the outlet, and the next thing you know, you got Haliburton Euro stepping and laying the ball up. You got Obi Toppin Euro stepping and dunking the ball. So what we're going to do, we're going to take away the outlets. Dribble it up, Hali. Yeah. Dribble it up, Nimhard. No, we're not giving you no quick bunnies. That's not going to happen. Weezy had some advice from Hali ahead of game 2. This is what he tweeted. He said, Hali, you're going to have to sweep these boys to get some real respect from these folks. Y'all clearly walking on water, and they act like y'all surfing. Hang 10, dude, and make them ride your wave. Or drown. Ain't that a beach?
I like it.
Look, sometimes you could be think about it, you could be a great something and just happen to be in the wrong era. There's a lot of great NFL quarterbacks, but if you played in the Manning and the Tom Brady era, you ain't getting no credit. If you played in the Jordan, you were the guard. What guard got credit in the Jordan era, in the 80s and that? What guard? Other than Magic in the 80s, and then once he hit the 90s, wasn't nobody talking about nobody else but him.
Yeah.
That's just, you look at and Hali is an unbelievable player. But when you got Luka and you still got Steph and you got Shai, I mean, you got Brunson doing his heroic. It's like, J.O., you know how it is in the era you played, kind of like the tail end of the big era. I mean, look at all the bigs, but when Shaq was doing what he was doing, man, unless you was Elijah Wan or Robinson, but there was some really quality bigs, but you don't get credit because these other guys are playing so well. Steph Curry, James Harden is still in the league. Steph Curry is still in the league. You got Luka still in the league. So it's going to be hard I think, for HALI to get the credit that he deserves. Well, even if he wins, I still believe it's going to be hard for people to look at him as like, I still would take Luke over him. I would still take Steph. I would still take X, Y, Z, and T.
Well, the only reason why that is, right, and we talk about, you heard this overrated stuff, right? A lot of it is the big game, then the disappearance.
Yes.
That is the only reason. Now, we having a whole nother conversation. Is he come out tonight and he has 20 plus, 20 plus points that really mattered, right?
Yes.
You can look in the fourth quarter with the 12 that he scored in the fourth quarter. Well, the game's over, right? Empty calories, right? I think from a perspective, I do believe he is learning, right? Because even you look at his body expressions on the bench, right? He's talking to himself, right? We got to go through that experience, right? Of people going to take Luka, they're going to take Steph because they're going to give you those 20, 30, 40s on every night.
Yeah.
He's trying to it's almost like he's trying to find himself without deteriorating who he truly is, which is a pass first point guard.
Yes.
And so we got to give a little bit of grace. I just need him to be more aggressive to start and let the cards fall as they may as the game progress.
You know who was the past first point guard? Magic Johnson, until he got his ass in the NBA Finals against the Philadelphia 76ers, and he went 42-15 and 7. You say, the hell with that pass. He say, and sometimes that's what you have to do. I mean, LeBron is really a pass, but at some point you got to think, you know what? The hell with this.
Right.
I'm going to get mine. Y'all rebound and put it back in the hole if you can't get it back out. And I think that's what HALI's going to have to do. That's the approach he's going to have to take.
Yeah.
It's all on knowing when to hit that switch. Magic knew when to hit that switch. LeBron knew when to hit that switch. It's all about HALI understanding when to hit that switch, especially doing it before your team goes down 15, before your team goes down 20. Get your ass going.
It seems like he comes out and he looks for those other guys to kind of get them going. But
yes.
Him, like he has to understand he is him. You know what I mean? Like he has to come out, set the tone, set the pace in which they want to play to be aggressive because, like you say, they won game one, so they did kind of seem a little like, okay, we done.
They a little past the scene content.
Yeah, they seemed a little content. So I expect a different Pacers team to show up in game 3, guys, being at home, playing in front of their own crowd, a lot more confidence. These guys will probably play at a much faster pace. They only had, 9 fast break points tonight? That ain't going to get it for them to win. We know they've been a great fast break team the entire season.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat OKC in a half court set.
Yep.
They got too many great defenders.
Yeah.
Their hands are too good. Shai had four steals tonight? Shai had 4 steals tonight.
They had 4 fast break points.
Joe, but think about it. People ain't even talking about this. Remember coming through high school, they got the one kid that don't do nothing but run around with you. He ain't do shots. Well, they got Dort out there, boy. Dort out there, he a shadow with these boys right now. And I think people don't talk a lot about him. Obviously, he's all defense, all defensive team, first team.
Yeah.
That is major when you can take somebody and say, look, he ain't playing tonight.
Right, right.
You run around with him. And that is, to me, I feel like that does have a little bit of an impact on what we see with Tyrese Haliburton early, right? They're not letting him get a rhythm. They're not letting him get to his spots. They say, okay, y'all going to play 4-on-4 while me and you over here, run around.
Hey, I agree. I agree with you. And I love Lou Dort for that because his game isn't predicated off making shots or scoring. That's the plus if he's giving you that. But he's in there strictly to be disruptive, to be a pest defensively, and take out your best player. Ultimately, him and Wallace, that's why they're in the starting lineup. They not necessarily, now if they explode for 15 or 20 points, okay, we're going to pat them on their back. It's going to be hard to beat them if they playing like that. But they're both in there for defensive purposes. And they've been doing their job, especially tonight.
Yep.
This is what Isaiah said. Rick Carlisle has been a coach for the past 23 years. He could be the right man to elevate Haliburton's game and the Pacers to a championship caliber team, Isaiah Thomas said. You went to an NBA Finals, but you didn't win a championship until you met Phil Jackson, Zeke told Shaq tonight. Kobe Bryant didn't become Kobe until Phil Jackson got there. Jordan didn't win until Phil Jackson got there. You've got a coach in this series by the name of Rick Carlisle, 65 years old, and we saw him the other night run triple stagger, and none of these OKC players had seen that before. Rick Carlisle is bringing some old school stuff. This is a different style of basketball that OKC ain't used to playing against.
Right.
We have to come out with something else because I don't know what he ran tonight, but they ate that up. I don't know what that was, Joe. But OKC was ready for that.
Yeah, well, they had to. They at home, best team in the league. They lost game 1. They had no choice but to come out and play desperate like they did tonight. But I look, I'm not putting them past the Pacers, man. They've shown up and proven to me this whole entire postseason that when you count them out, them boys gonna bounce back and they give you a great game. So the Pacers are still in control, guys.
Yeah.
They just got to protect home court.
Now, I'm gonna tell you guys, I had a chance to play for Rick Carlisle in Indy, right? And so I know the level of coach he is. I remember being in the huddle sometimes, and he would just, after the first, get the 2 horns, the first horn come, and he just sitting there looking, and as soon as we hear that first horn, he starts to draw up sets. Right, that we typically, like in-game situations, right? And that's the type of coach he is. He's a savant. He's a basketball savant. And that's why I'm picking and willing to put a wager on the Pacers in game 3.
Damn.
Joe, what you trying to do, Joe?
What we doing, J.O.? Little friendly bet? Hey, let me tell y'all something. It's kind of conflicting for me because Gennaro Pargo, I'm talking about my best friend, one of my best friends, he's assistant coach for the Pacers. So I got some former Razorbacks playing for the Thunder, so I'm conflicted. But if you want to put a little something on it, J.O., a little friendly.
Nobody ain't ever conflicted about money. You notice that, Joe? Hey, you notice that, J.O.? Ain't nobody ever conflicted about money, Ocho. Ain't no conflict.
Hey, no conflict at all about that. What you gonna do, baby? I'm saying whatever we want to do, but we both got Zelle. You know what I'm saying? The cash app.
Hey, look, it ain't gotta be nothing to make you nervous, J.O. Just a little light-hearted or two. We ain't gotta act like that now.
God damn it, Joe. I feel good about the Pacers, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You feel good about them going home playing in front of their home crowd, huh?
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, I do too. But I think OKC, man. They've been great on the road, fellas. They've been great on the road.
They going home, get some of that country kitchen, J.O. They go get some of, neck bone and fried catfish and wings, that mac and cheese.
Hey, J.O., no, J.O., you do have, some teams do have a tendency to kind of let their guards down when they get home. No, they sleep in their own bed. They relax a little bit. You got 15, 20 people coming in town because they want to see the finals. So now you got to entertain. And
oh, no.
Next thing you know, yeah. Next thing you know, you tired.
How much NBA finals tickets cost?
Oh man, listen, I was checking the days. I was taking my son, like second and third row is $5,600 per ticket.
Okay.
Hey, the type of money.
The only 56 I know is Lawrence Taylor. That's about
it. Them Super Bowl tickets they head cracking now, man. Them Super Bowl tickets be going 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you got to look at the money these dudes making now.
Yeah, well, that's one game, right? You talk about series, like the front row, the floor seats was almost 12,000 per seat.
But J.O., think about how high you in the stadium. At least you could yell something, they can hear you. You so high up paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Ain't nobody hear you, but a dude next door to you talking about, man, stop all that damn yelling. That's the thing, man.